I'm so excited
Nice.
working on new music. Being on set is one thing, and it's like as soon as I'm done or as soon as it's over, it's like okay, back on the phone with this producer. Okay, when are we able to fly here? Is this hook done? You know what I mean? So it's kind of like it's very hectic. It's very time consuming, but I love it. So I'm super excited for the new music.
You are starring in the upcoming film No Address. So, what can you tell us about this movie?
It's a beautifully written script.
Mhm.
I think homelessness and people that are displaced is such a huge global issue. I love the fact that we are taking it there for the world to see that this is a reality.
Yeah.
I feel like this is an extremely important project, and I feel like I really want people to have compassion because not everyone chooses to be homeless. Not everyone chooses to become addicted to drugs and painkillers. You know what I mean? These are things
Yeah.
that happen and they can happen to you, your family, your friends at any moment. You know what I mean? And I think, unfortunately, the stigma is just, oh, they're homeless because they're lazy and they don't want to work and they're just dirty. And you know what I mean? Like people
Mhm.
just automatically think that. And I think this film is um, giving the world a chance to see this doesn't this isn't always a choice. This is not a choice. This is something that can just happen. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping that, we're able to make a change. I'm passionate about it and I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, in the film, you play Violet. So, what can you tell us about your character?
Violet is a veteran who has been less honorably discharged. Um, she has an injury. She gets addicted to pain meds, and then it kind of goes downscale from that. And Violet is she's passionate and strong and loving, and she's kind of like matriarch. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we end up kind of being a family. We go into survival mode, and we all care about each other. We love each other. We look out for each other, and she's really a dope character. And for me, it's something I've never done. Completely different. It's Violet is a little dirty. Living on the streets, and she's into survival mode, and she ain't glammed up. She doesn't have jewelry and
Yeah.
designer on.
Yeah.
So I love it. I love being stripped. There's no makeup. I love being stripped down to something completely different. So I'm excited for people to see this.
Is that along with the fact that this movie does talk about homelessness in America, were a couple of things that drew you to the film and the character?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's sad that, you know, you can have people that are billionaires, literally billionaires, living here. And then there's millions of people that have zero. Like
Yeah.
that gap is just it's crazy to me, and I'm not here to count anyone's pockets. I understand generational wealth and passing it down to your family and but at some point we have to fix this problem. You know what I mean? And I'm hoping that the right eyeballs are laid on this project so we can make and invoke a change.
Yeah, definitely changes need to be made. And I understand that filming is close to being done. So how was the experience filming No Address?
It was a really cool experience. I have to say there were some some elements that were not my favorite. Being outside in the dirt and it's
Yeah.
freezing cold and then it's raining and then the winds, like some nights we thought the trailer was gonna get blown off. Like it was this weather in Sacramento, I've never experienced anything like this. Like it could be snowing, raining, then sunny, then the clouds, then it'll be dark, then it's crazy all in one day. It was freezing. I have on at least like no exaggeration, like 5 shirts, 2 jackets, 3 pair of pants, 3 socks, heat warmers, 2 hats, scarf. Like it got crazy. So I'm heavily layered up
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the film. So it was a little bit of a struggle, and sometimes there were night shots that, you can't start filming until 7 p.m. and then you have to go to 6 a.m. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Yeah, I bet that has to be quite an experience. So, but along with that, No Address has an all-star cast: William Baldwin, Patricia Velasquez, Xander Berkeley, Beverly D'Angelo, just to name a few. So, how was it working with the cast?
It's been so much fun.
Yeah,
Everyone is just so cool, and we all want to make a great movie. So we all kind of want to see each other shine. We literally ended up kind of really having each other's backs, you know what I mean? Like on and off camera. So it's been a great experience. You know how sometimes like on certain sets, there's like egos and stuff. Like
hmm.
everybody was cool. So it was a great vibe.
Ultimately, what do you want fans to take away from this movie when it's released and they're able to see it?
I want fans to take away. I want people to have compassion and to understand that this is not always a choice. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I don't want the stereotype because a lot of people are like, they'll see someone knocking on, come to the car and asking for money, and you know what I mean? And they'll be like, ill or go get a job. You know what I mean? And it's
right.
not always that. Again, Violet's character, she came from serving our country, getting injured and unfortunately becoming addicted to the pain meds because not having the mental health and the structure to know how to deal with certain issues. You know what I mean? So I want people to understand this is something that is unfortunate, and I feel like we can fix it, and to have compassion and not have that stigma and that stereotype in your mind about a person if you see them on hard times or displaced.
Absolutely. And along with the work you're doing on the film No Address, you starred in a couple of Christmas movies in your career, including Diva's Christmas Carol, which came out last year. So, do you want to do more Christmas movies in the foreseeable future?
I'm Christmased out. I think I did enough to hold me down forever. I mean, I love it, and it's dope. And the beauty of it is me having two Christmas albums, and
Yeah.
holidays are infinity. They're infinite. So it's always gonna come back. There's always gonna be a need. There's always gonna be, us celebrating the holidays. So that's the beauty. It will always just come back, So I love that aspect of it, and just being a big part of the whole Christmas conversation, But I think I'm good.
I can definitely understand that. Yeah, Christmas can be a lot. It's fun, but it definitely can be a lot. But when it comes to your acting career or your career in Hollywood, TVs and movies, moving forward, would you like to work more behind the scenes, specifically kind of being like a producer?
Yeah, there are a couple of projects that I did produce. And I
Yeah.
feel like it is it's a lot on your shoulders, just it's a lot of work and responsibility, but as far as like being creative and coming up with storylines and projects to put out there that maybe haven't been spoken about, I definitely want to do a little bit more of the behind the scenes as well, just to be able to put things together and produce something. I definitely want to work more on that for sure.
I'm looking forward to that. And, um, you know, you continue to make waves in the music industry, obviously, but will we see you come out with a new album soon?
Yes, I'm so excited
Nice.
working on new music, which is another thing. Just being on set is one thing. And it's like, as soon as I'm done or as soon as it's over, it's like, okay, back on the phone with this producer. Okay, when are we able to fly here? Is this hook done? You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, it's very hectic. It's very time consuming, but I love it, so I'm super excited for the new music. Obviously I think everyone has heard that I'm re-recording my first album.
Right.
I'm done. I'm just about done. There are a few little final touches that I'm excited about. And just creating and getting that narrative out there that is so important to own. You know what I mean? So yeah, new music, old music, tour. The book is out. My name
Mhm.
is a story. There are a few really cool projects that I have coming and events. Talking about the book and doing with the school district. So I'm excited about that. Tours. I have a show tomorrow in DC. So it's a lot, you know.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned about the show in DC because I just saw that it's going to feature Ja Rule, T.I., Fabulous Mace, Mike Jones, Yin Yang Twins. So how much are you looking forward to that show, and how much fun do you have performing with all those talented artists?
It's always an amazing time to just be on the stage and, you know, doing arenas. 21 years in the game is a blessing, you know. So when you
Mhm.
can hold out a microphone to 10,000 people and have them screaming your verse is a beautiful it's a beautiful feeling, you know. So I'm just super humbled, I'm grateful, and it's a good time, you know what I mean. I always have a blast on stage. That's where it's like, you know, it's your people coming to see you, so it's always fun.
And when it comes to re-recording your first album, how has that experience been? Does it kind of take you back when you record your first album for the first time?
It does. You know, it's funny. It's like some of the shots are like identical. You know, just me
Yeah.
being in a back then it was a juicy sweatsuit, you know, and a ponytail, you know, and being in a sweatsuit and a ponytail and a hat, you know, in the booth now, and looking at those visuals side by side is kind of surreal, you know, going in and just recreating and doing these vocals. And it's just like I never knew back then that this is where you know, this is where we be, you know, to be able to say that this album has made history. And you know, it yeah, we broke records, we made history. And I always say, you know, I'm super humbled, you know,
Mhm.
but there's such a difference between a classic record and a hit record. So I'm just really fortunate to have classic record.
Absolutely. And one last question for me before I let you go is obviously you have a lot going on. You have No Address. You're going to have a show in DC. You have new music coming out. But is there something that you like to do when it comes to music or movies and television that you haven't done, but you want to do?
Hmm. Let's see. Something that I'd like to do when it comes to, I mean, I think it would be a really dope thing to produce something, um, do the musical score for it.
Mm,
Maybe I don't know if I want to be in it. Maybe put some of my family members on.
yeah.
Just create a project that has music, family, and everyone getting money. Everyone, you know, creating an opportunity that we can all enjoy and make together, and something that can make a difference in our culture. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that's something that I would love to tackle.
I'm looking forward to that. That would be awesome. So, uh, but Ashanti, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it. Congratulations on No Address, the new music, everything you have going on, and continued success to you.